Has your journey within the Prashanti Mandir Bhajan group influenced your personal spiritual growth? And can you share any particular experience you have had while offering bhajans in the presence of Bhagwan?
It does. But I must give a caveat over here that yes, it does help us with our spiritual, but it also is a source of taking us away from spirituality a lot. Singing in front of Swami. And so I'll tell you, I'll very quickly narrate. It's a incident that I have narrated many times. But when I was in my second year MBA, second year postgraduate students are like the senior most students in the university. Okay, in Swami's university. And so Swami gives us a lot of responsibilities and we get a lot of chances with Swami because we are, final year, we were going to pass out. And so that year, like every time, we would be like, any chance, we will be in the first row. Okay, bhajan boys, we will be in the, second year boys will be in the first row. So Swami will look at you and say, you sing, now you sing. So slowly, you start believing that, the collars go up. Okay, and you start believing that, what, that's it. Without me, bhajans can't happen in Kulwantwal. Okay? Going as far as possible from spirituality, right? The ego, right? And so I remember that one day I was slotted to sing the 7th bhajan. Okay? And after the 6th bhajan, Swami took Aarti. Okay? And, typically how Swami will take Aarti is he will be having these, the footrest. And so he'll just push the footrest inside. That is the sign for Aarti. He means he won't say, okay, now Aarti. Or he'll just push the footrest under the chair, which is the sign for Aarti. So you don't know which is the bhajan after which he's going to get up. So what you have to do is, you have to keep looking at his feet. So you don't know whether you're starting the bhajan or not. Okay? It could come as much as the last word of the ad-lib line.
Correct.
Ad-lib line is the slow line, which we sing at the end. You have to keep looking at the feet. If the feet move, Om Jai Jagai should start. Okay? It's like that. So you have to be that attentive. So I was singing the 7th bhajan. After the 6th bhajan, Swami took Aarti. Not a problem. Next day, I was slotted to sing the 6th bhajan. After 5th bhajan, Swami took Aarti. The following day, I was slotted to sing the 5th bhajan. After 4th bhajan, Swami took Aarti. Now, whenever such a thing happens, we have lots of coordinators in our group who have very strong antennas.
Yes.
Okay, their antennas will be catching all these signals.
Yes.
Okay.
What is this guy up to?
Means there is something wrong. Kuch to gadbad hai. So usually, like we have one sir, I can even tell you his name, Dr. Shailesh Srivastava, yes. One of the most, like our mentor for many of us over decades. So Shailesh sir, he will be seeing all this, what's going on, right? And so I knew that 3 days continuously just before my bhajan, Swami is getting up. Something is wrong. But I know that if I stick around for too long after bhajans, I'm going to get a long half an hour lecture. So I ran away that day. Okay, immediately bhajan got over, I ran away. Okay, next day I was slotted to sing the first bhajan. Ganesh bhajan. So in my mind, as I was like, today where will you run away, Swami? Ganesh bhajan. Bhajans have to start with Ganesh bhajan.
Absolutely.
Right? 3 Omkarams. After that you can't take Aarti.
You can't.
At least one bhajan has to be there. Okay? And that day, it so happened that we were sitting outside, not in bhajan hall, in where we are sitting currently.
Okay.
In those days, some days we would have bhajans outside, some days would be bhajans inside. 2005 I'm talking about. 2004. Right? So some days Swami would listen to Vedam, go inside. So that day bhajans were outside. Vedam is going on. And suddenly Swami decides, he calls warden and says, today we will have some speeches. Okay?
Finished.
And so I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. And so boys are always ready with speeches. So 4 brothers came and gave speeches. So now I'm looking at the time, because now it's time for Aarati. 1 hour, 15 minutes each speech. I still had some hope, okay, that there will be some bhajans, because after 1 hour, Swami can just say, okay, now let's have Aarati. Okay, and you will not believe what happened. After 4 speeches, Swami said, he called the primary school children and said, today you do bhajans. Okay. And that evening, primary school children sang the bhajans, and for them, they were highly unprepared. Okay. Means, why? This is the first time in Kulwant Hall's history that somebody else were singing bhajans. Okay. And you know, children, how they sing, no? Raja Milolanand. They were full Josh. Okay. Means they were not the best, technically best bhajans. Right? I mean,
You're taking advantage, children are not here.
With due respect to children. I mean, they always sound cute in whichever way they sing. But they're not technically the best bhajans, right? Swami couldn't care less. Swami enjoyed half an hour of bhajans. Needless to say, I was fired. Okay, I was told to take a long sabbatical, okay, from bhajans. So Sally sir obviously told me, Amey, do some soul searching. Means, yes, it is a chance for them, but something is wrong with you. Right? And so for the next 40 days, I did not sing a bhajan. Every day, I would sit at the back of the bhajan group. And usually when this happens, they will say, don't show your face to Swami. Swami doesn't want to see your face. Okay? It's a horrible thing to hear. So you sit at the back. So I used to sit at the back. And today when I look at it, of course, at those days were highly excruciating pain, not getting a chance to sing. Okay, but today when I look back, those were some of the best days of my life, because every day I would go back to hostel and I would cry and I would practice. And I would cry and I would practice. And I would cry and I would practice. Right? Beautiful, like lovely sadhana. It was just going and crying for Swami, begging for forgiveness, and just keep practicing. After 40 days, sir said, you know what, let's take a chance today and see, whether your stock price is still lower. It has come back to some kind of, right? And so, sir slotted me for the third bhajan. Okay? And Swami comes that day, and Swami calls 6 speakers to speak. Okay, that day 6 speakers. And so much so that I still remember a really hilarious incident, because one of the speakers doesn't even want to speak. Okay, and Swami is like, calls him up and says, Yedo matladu. You just speak for some time, something you say. Swami, Voddu Swami. Swami, no, Swami, I'm in front of the Kulwant Hall to speak, Okay, and Swami said, hey, just to go and speak. And I'm like thinking in my mind, the guy doesn't want to speak. Why are you forcing him? I want to sing over here. Right? And that brother, I can still remember, he's the shortest speech in the history of Kulwant Hall, I think. He was petrified, not prepared, nothing. He just stood at the podium and said, he was a Vedam boy. Okay, so he just said, Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. This is full, that is full, this full has come from that full. Even though this full has come from that full, this remains full and that remains full. Jai Sai Ram. That was his full speech. Okay, he just explained, the beginning of the Shanti Mantra. Purnamada. He just told this much and said, Jai Sai Ram. Even Swami was surprised. That's all. And so they were like 6 speakers spoke, and I thought, even today, number cut gaya. Even today I'm not going to sing. And then Swami looks at the clock and Swami says, let's have 2 bhajans. Okay, and in my mind I'm thinking, come on. You know that I'm slotted 3rd. Why can't we have 3 bhajans? Why only 2 bhajans? Okay, and so obviously high bandwidth, all bandwidth, I'm broadcasting those prayers to Swami. Full bandwidth, only Swami, sorry, Swami. We are all big zeros. I am a big zero. I think that I am a big singer, right? We are nothing but zeros. If God wants any force on earth, even an ant can sing. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim. Right? Yatkrupatam aham vande paramanandamad. If he decides even a dumb person can speak, who do we think we are? We are nothing in front of him. Right? So Swami zero. This is the thought in my mind. Okay? And 2 bhajans get over. And Swami's obviously, it's like 2 bhajans, right? So even the Pujari knows that after 2 bhajans, he has to light the arati. Right? And so 2 bhajans get over. And the Pujari lights the arati. And Swami gets up. And Swami says, let's have 1 more bhajan. Right? And I finished singing the bhajan. Okay, just imagine, I still remember the pujari, he was trying to put out the flame. Because he had already lit the aarti. So after that, no aarti, no aarti. Like, he has to otherwise run inside to get extra camphor, So and Swami stood for the whole bhajan. And of course, those were the days when Swami's hip was broken. Right? That day, it makes me very emotional even now, because I feel that in order to teach you, I will take up pain upon myself. But I will tell you the lesson. If you get ego while singing, you will not find a worse person than me. If you want me to teach you something, then make yourself empty. So that was one of my big lessons in bhajan singing, which is, unless it's, of course, am I egoless when I'm singing bhajans? Absolutely no. Right? But always this kind of, I keep reminding myself of this, that you are nothing. We are zeros. One fine day, just like Raja Reddy Garu's mic can be taken away from him, yeah, our voices can be taken away from us.
Yes.
I sang Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
I had that
Allahu Akbar. Sorry?
No, I also had the same question to ask.
Yeah,
Thank
because that day, and especially when I was singing Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar means Allah the Great. My Allah was standing in front of me. Right? So I was like, Allahu Akbar. I'm like saying, Swami, you are great. you resurrected my bhajan career. Otherwise, my career was over that day. If that day I wouldn't have sung, right, I would have had the longest sabbatical in bhajan history. Never again I would have sung.
Thank you.
But yeah, it doesn't matter, right? As we said, how does it matter whether we sing or not?